Hi, it's Carmen. Welcome to my channel on living with rheumatoid arthritis. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis in 1994 and it is December 2016 right now. I wanted to get on and do a video about Vicodin. I've been prescribed Vicodin for pain in June 2016 and I never thought I would be on Vicodin, and I just wanted to relay to you some of my experiences with Vicodin. I made a note here to myself so I can think, because one of the problems with Vicodin is it makes me forget things or forget what I'm saying or doing, and so that's not a very good side effect that I'm experiencing, but so far I'm sticking with it anyway. I was already on tramadol for pain last year. For about a year and a half, I think I was on tramadol. And I did a video on that already, so I'll link that in the information box below, and you can check that out if you're interested in tramadol. The tramadol just wasn't working well enough for me. My dog and cat keep trying to come in. So it wasn't working well enough for me. I just looked back on my calendar to get ready for this video, trying to remember when I got started on the Vicodin, and I just have so many days where I was saying I was feeling bad and I was in bed, and so I asked for more pain management when I went into my doctor appointment in June, and she immediately said, well, we'll try the Vicodin. So I was initially prescribed 5 milligram Vicodin, so it's 5 milligrams of Vicodin or hydrocodone with 325 milligrams of, or grams of acetaminophen. And so I was prescribed 5 Vicodin up to 4 times a day, so 4 pills a day every 6 hours, or 1 every 6 hours. So immediately, within the first 3 weeks, the 5 milligram didn't work for me, wasn't helping me in the morning, so I ended up taking 2 in the morning, which is 10 milligrams, and then I would take, about 4 hours later, I would take another 5, and then sometimes in the late evening, but I would try not to take it in the evening, one, because it keeps me awake, it tends to keep me awake. Once I fall asleep, I'm pretty good, but it does tend to keep me awake if I take it late in the evening. So some of the side effects that are listed on the prescribing information are some of the most common side effects. Oh, my computer went to sleep here. I was going to read out those side effects to you. I'm going to get into what all of my side effects so far have been, but I wanted to read to you off of drugs.com the common side effects that people will experience when they're on Vicodin. And that is lightheadedness, dizziness, sedation, nausea, vomiting. Yeah, that's the main side effects. Oh, and constipation can be a side effect for long-term use. For me, the side effects have been itching, really serious itching, especially my feet and legs and my back. Can you hear my dog? So the itching of my legs and back has been kind of intense, because it's not just the itching, it gives me like little raised bumps, not like smaller than a chicken pox, but definitely bumps. And so then when I scratch, it tears the skin off because my skin is compromised, and so I have all these little sores. And I didn't mention it to my doctor, honestly, because I don't know what else she's going to be able to give me for pain. So that's a big one for me. I have muscle twitching, which I also had on the tramadol, but I have that too with this drug, where my muscles twitch. That's part of not being able to get to sleep at night. And I don't have a problem with nausea. I did right in the beginning. When I would take 10 milligram, I would feel a little nauseous for an hour or so, but now I don't feel nauseous at all. And the other side effect definitely is confusion, or I just feel like I can't remember anything. And yeah, so because I take pain medication, because in my mind I want to take it so that I'm able to do more things, but in reality, because it leaves me kind of so confused, and that I don't really feel like I can engage in anything that requires very much brains, because my brain is, you know, it's foggy for sure. Even though I don't have that feeling of being high, my brain is definitely foggy on this medication. So I told my doctor when I went in for my 3-month checkup that it wasn't working enough for me, that I was taking 2 at a time. I was taking 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. But I wasn't going past my 4 a day, but I wasn't taking it as prescribed. So she said she would give me an increase to 10 milligram. And when I was out in the waiting room waiting for my prescription, because you have to have a paper prescription in the United States now, and it is only good for 30 days, so you have to go into your doctor's office every 30 days and get a prescription for this drug. So I was waiting for the paper prescription, and it came out, and it was only for 7.5 milligram. And I just thought, you know, there must have been a mistake. So I asked the nurse about it, and she went back and talked to the doctor, and they decided just to increase me to the 7.5, because once you get up to 10, that's the last amount that the rheumatologist is able to prescribe you, is 10 milligram. And after that, you have to go to a pain specialist. And that's all part of the new CDC guidelines for the use of this medication. I don't really think it's the law, but I think the doctors take the guidelines pretty seriously. So I'm just taking a pill and a half, which is equal to 10, you know, basically 10 milligrams still in the morning. Then I can just do 7.5 in the afternoon. And so I'm still staying below my 4 pills a day. But the things, now that I've read about it, about tolerance and addiction and dependence, those are really the main side effects of this drug, or the worst side effect of this drug. The acetaminophen is actually more dangerous physically, I think, than the hydrocodone itself, because the acetaminophen is really bad for the liver. So, but the Vicodin is addicting. And I've had to do quite a bit of reading to try to understand what's the difference between being dependent on the drug, which I think with any medication that we take on rheumatoid, if it's working for us, we become dependent on it. If we don't have it, we don't feel well. So it doesn't have to be a painkiller. It can be, you know, an anti-inflammatory. It can be the prednisone, or it even can be, you know, a DMARD, but we do become dependent on it. So being dependent and being addicted is really 2 different things. And there's a psychological addiction and a physical addiction on the Vicodin. So I think, because I want to keep this video short, and because I had to restart it so many times because of the pets, I'm down to like 4 minutes on my timer. So I'm not going to get into the addiction and substance abuse issue, but I think I will do a follow-up video. I'm hoping, I'm on another new medication, leflunomide, and I'm going to do a video on that too. But I'm hoping that that's going to start kicking in. I'm in my 3rd month of that medication, so my hope is that that's going to start kicking in, and I can see a reduction in my Vicodin, because I am a little bit anxious about it from what I've read. It's just really so addicting that, and people have such a hard time when they go off it. They feel just awful, and so yeah, I want to keep it down to a minimum. But it is working for me. But like I said, it makes me too stupid to do anything, so it's kind of wrecks the point of it, you know. But at least I'm not in bed crying and feeling, you know, like I don't have any options or anything to take. So it's been pretty good for me. Let me just look at my note and see what else I wanted to talk about. And I also think, instead of going into your doctor and saying, I need some Vicodin for pain, is just to bring up to your doctor that you need pain management, that you aren't feeling well a lot of the time. And the doctor might send you to a pain specialist right away if they're not confident in prescribing these medications. But hopefully you can take it a low dose temporarily and see if it does help you before it gets escalated to that level. And yeah, so that's about all I wanted to talk about. If you're enjoying my videos or you find them helpful, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. More people can find my video if I have thumbs up on it. And also be great if you would subscribe to my channel. And you can do that by clicking in the link down below the video. There's a link that says subscribe. And then next to that is a little setting symbol. And you have to click the setting symbol and choose be notified of new videos. And that way, if I make a new video, it will come into your social email box. So I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.